Hey, how's it going? And welcome to part 2 of the Ajax rebuild, where season 5 is just about to get underway. Thankfully, in the last video, in part 1 of the Ajax rebuild, played 4 seasons, and in the 4th season, we finally managed to win our first Eredivisie title by quite a distance as well. 11 points clear at the top, with only 14 goals conceded as well. Unfortunately, in the first 3 seasons though, didn't quite go to plan. We finished second in the first season. Then we finished 4th in the second season, which was terrible. And last season we finished, in the third season, we finished second as well. But thankfully that's over with now. We got our first piece of silverware as well with the league title. Unfortunately, we're yet to win anything else. Well, apart from the Johan Cruyff Schaal, which is basically the Community Shield of the Netherlands. We won that this season as well. So technically we've won 2 trophies. We won the league last season. We started off with the Super Cup this season. But I think it's safe to say it hasn't gone quite to plan yet here with Ajax. We have just won a league title, but I was expecting to win 2 or 3 at least in our first 4 seasons, and also some Dutch Cups. But the Dutch Cup has proven to be our nemesis so far, since we've been knocked out in the second round in every single season so far, which is absolutely terribly. Also, worth mentioning, we actually entered a competition in the second round. So in 4 seasons, we're yet to win one single Dutch Cup game, which is absolutely terrible. But anyway, the future is looking a little bit bright here with Ajax. We've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge now. For those of you who are unaware of the rules, I am effectively the director of football here of Ajax. It does say I'm the manager, but due to the responsibilities, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who is our assistant manager, is effectively managing the entire club. I am in charge of transfers, contracts, all that side of things. What the director of football does in real life, basically, where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in charge of the match day, in charge of training, in charge of tactics as well. So he effectively is the manager, and last season he led us to the Eredivisie title, which is great. Hopefully in this season he can defend the league title and make it back-to-back league titles for us. But anyway, season 5 is about to begin. Well, season 5 has already begun actually. It's the 2nd of September, played 5 games already, won 4, lost 1. Unfortunately, just lost our first game of the season away to Sparta Rotterdam, but plenty of time left to go in the season for him to defend the title. Thankfully, the Dutch Cup hasn't started yet, so will we get past the second round this season? We shall see. Of course, we start off with a Super Cup win as well, and the Champions League, we're yet to enter it. So let's get straight into the transfers then, what players have been signed and what players have left us at the start of Season 5. Well, a big summer here for us, right? It's actually spent 142 million, but also we've raised 160 million pounds worth of player sales. Let's get to the player sales first of all, because there has been some big ones. The first big player to leave us was actually Vicente Pizarro. He has joined Chelsea for 39.5 million, but rising up to 55 million pounds. He was a very good signing for us, Pizarro. He's been great for us over the last couple of seasons. And also, we only signed him for 3.6 million pounds. We got 3 very good seasons out of him. Last season was brilliant with a 7.2 on average rating. We got good profit on him though, 39.5 million from Chelsea. But like I said, rising up to 55 million due to league appearances and things like that. So we should get 55 million pounds for him. And we're only paying 3.6 million pounds. I think that's a great piece of business, to be honest. Pizarro, by the way, he's a player that everyone should be looking at really in FootballManager. He's very, very cheap, as you saw there for yourself, dirt cheap. And he might not turn out to be a world-class player, but he'll definitely turn out to be a very, very good player. He's been signed by Chelsea. He's a squad player there. Also, he's still only 24 years of age, so he may get even better. Mentally, he's very outstanding. And I'm sad to see him leave, but I'm very happy with the business here, as I said. 3.6 million pounds only, and we're sold him for 55 million pounds. So he's the first big player to leave us. The next big player to leave us was actually our best player so far in the last 2 seasons. Rooney Bargi has left the club, unfortunately. He's gone to Marseille for 76 million pounds. Very sad to see the back of Bargi. Still only 21 years of age, still developing. 76 million pounds though. That was his minimum fee release clause. I'm a bit surprised to see him go to Marseille, to be honest. We had Chelsea after him, we had other big teams sniffing after him, and no disrespect to Marseille, but they're not quite a world-class team, are they? They're a good team, and, but is it a little bit of a sideways step? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. He's definitely on a lot more money, which obviously does help his cause a lot. 235k a week, that's, well, over treble what he's earning here, so that definitely is a big factor, but Ajax and Marseille, are they on like a similar level in terms of how good the squad is? Probably, in my opinion. You may even say that Ajax are better, but anyway, he's gone there obviously for the money. The Ligue 1 Maybe it's a better league than the Eredivisie, but again, I'd say it's about a similar level as well. So a little bit of a surprising move, but nothing we could do about it. There was his minimum fee release clause. Also, Rudy Bargi is a very good player for us the last 2 seasons, but his ceiling in Foot Manager isn't actually that high, although he looks very good now and he's 21 years of age. This is about how good he will get, so he won't improve much more than this. So it's not a terrible sale, and £76 million is big money, of course. Again, massive profit on him. Signing for £9.5 million. Got 3 great seasons out of him. The last 3 seasons have been great. But now it's time for someone else to step up in his place. And I've signed a very exciting right winger to replace Bargi. He may even turn out to be better than him. So, yep, sad to see him leave, similar to Pizarro. But again, I think it's quite good business. £76 million is a very big chunk of money, especially for a team like Ajax. Also, Elias Gellert has left the club. He has gone to play in Saudi Arabia. He's gone to Al Ittihad for £22 million, rising up to £24.5 million. Didn't quite work out for Gellert here for Ajax. A little bit disappointed because he had high potential, but for some reason the managers, Solskjaer and the previous manager, didn't play him quite consistently in his position, and he didn't quite develop to the player I thought he would do, to be honest. He's still quite good, and it's still sad to see him leave, but he was a bit of a moaning Myrtle, moaning all the time. Understandably about his playing time. Should have got more playing time, but we got profit on him, signed him for £17 million, and we sold him for £22 million. He is a good player, but I feel like we've got better players than him in his position, and again, 24 years of age, he's not going to develop much more from this point. Only one more permanent sale to talk of now is Ethan Butera. He has gone to Antwerp for £5.25 million, rising up to £6.25 million. He is a player who's got high potential at the start of Foot Manager here for Ajax, but he didn't live up to half of his potential, basically. He's not very good at all. You look at him here, he's not good enough at all. He's 21 years of age now, no caps for Belgium, and £6.25 million for a player that is never going to get any game time for us. I'm very happy with the sale of Butera. The rest of the players that left us have all been loans, and obviously, you know, here at the club we've got lots of players in the under-21s and the under-18 squad. In terms of standout players going out on loan, well, Idumbu Mazambu has gone on loan to Osasuna for the season. He's 22 years of age now. I'm keeping him about because he is homegrown at the club, and I still think he's got some potential about him. Don't think he's going to be quite a regular starter for us, but could still be useful as a squad player. I've loaned him out because he's moaning about his playing time, and hopefully get a season of development at Osasuna in the Spanish La Liga. Also, Samuel Santos has joined Augsburg on loan for the season, 19 years of age, Brazilian. Still got plenty of development to do, so hopefully he develops there with Augsburg. Also, the other player who's on the fringe of the first team, Nikola Tomic, has joined Stuttgart on loan for the season. Physically, he's very good. Definitely has lots of potential, but as a left-back who can't really defend, not too interested in him at the moment, but I know he has high potential, and hopefully he gets that at Stuttgart. So that is the players who have left us. Obviously, Bargi and Pizarro are the 2 big players to leave us. Gellert was no more than a squad player at the club, so happy to get 22 million for him. And of course, Butera is only in the under-21 squad. So only 4 players have left us permanently, and only 2 of them were key players for us. So let's get to the players that have joined us now. As I said, £142 million has been spent, and the first player I brought in was Samuel Justo from Sporting Lisbon for £29 million. Effectively, he is Pizarro's replacement, and I'm very happy with this replacement. £29 million is quite a lot of money for a team like Ajax, but as you can see, he's a very well-rounded midfielder, Justo, very versatile, can play in numerous different roles. Mentally, he's very, very good. Physically, he's quite good as well. And as I said, just overall, he's just a very complete midfielder, which I do like. He can defend, he can go forward, he's good with the ball at his feet. He's also still only 23 years of age as well, so he's still developing. Is he as good as Pizarro? I think he's more complete than Pizarro, but I think they're kind of different players, to be honest. Pizarro is more of a DM type player, and in that role, you'd say Pizarro is probably better. But as a complete midfielder, I think you'd probably go with Justo. So I'm quite happy with this. Pizarro got more money for him than it cost to bring Justo in, and we replaced him. So I'm very happy with this first signing. And the next signing is a very, very exciting one. Simone Pafundi, he is a replacement for Rudy Bargi as our new right winger, and I've signed him for £36.5 million from Udinese. At the moment, he doesn't look... I don't think he's as good as Bargi at the moment if you compare the 2 players. Well, there's not much difference between the 2 players. Bargi comes out slightly better. And although they're both 21 years of age, I know for a fact that Pafundi's ceiling is much higher than Bargi's in Foot Manager. So Bargy is slightly better at both phases of 21, but Buffon will hopefully become just as good as Bargy, if not better, because he's still developing and he still hasn't reached his potential yet. 18 determination is very, very nice. He's also left-footed, playing on that right as well, so very similar player to Rooney Bargy. He's got some good attributes as well. 17 flair, 16 vision is very nice. He's also versatile, can play up front, can play on the right, can play on the left, and through the middle as well. So very happy to get in Buffon. I feel like he is the perfect replacement for Rooney Bargy. I don't think there's much better right wingers out there in terms of potential in the game. So ecstatic to get Buffon in. He's not quite fulfilled his potential yet, but hopefully he does very, very soon. The next player I signed is a new right back, and effectively he replaces Elias Jellett as well. So those three players that left us from the first team have been replaced. Van der Bremt has joined us from Salzburg for just £16.75 million. I'm looking for a better right back than Van der Bremt, to be honest with you, but he's very cheap, £16.75 million. Of course, I had to replace Jellett in the end, and although I don't think he solves too many problems there for us at right back, he's still definitely a good player. He's a complete right back, if you can say that. He's got a lot of 13s, 14s going on here, so I'm very happy with signing Van der Bremt. Definitely adds to the squad, although he's not going to blow any minds. The next two players I signed were two young players. Zoran Petrovic has joined us from Partizan for £3 million. 18 years of age now. He's got some potential about him. He hasn't got the greatest potential in the world. Only a 1.5 star player, but he's very cheap at £3 million. He's gone on loan to NEC Breda for the season in the second division here in Netherlands, so hopefully he can develop there nicely, and who knows, we could have a gem in our hands in the future, and if not, hopefully we can sell him for profit. The next youngster I signed is actually a young Dutch player. I signed him from FC Volendam for just 2.2 million. His name is Jordi van Wonderen. He's got potentially 4 stars. Again, not the biggest potential in the world, but very cheap. He also counts as homegrown in the nation, of course, and he's going on loan at Volendam for the season. He's more of a DM style player, I'd say. He needs to do a lot of developing. Hopefully he gets that at his boyhood club this season. And last and definitely not least, the final signing of the summer was the biggest one for £55 million, and that is Christoph Ruck from Hoffenheim. He is a left back regen, and if you look at him here, he's a very, very good player. Only 19 years of age, £55 million is definitely very expensive, but in my opinion, he could turn out to be one of the best left backs in the game. If not the best left back in the game in 5 years' time, who knows? Because at the moment, he looks absolutely outstanding. Not quite so good going forward, but in terms of the defensive style left back, I can't see much better 19-year-olds than him, to be honest. He's good physically as well. He's got good pace. He's also got good stamina, good balance as well. He's very good mentally already. Very good defending as well. So 19 years of age, if he can develop a lot as well, we could have one hell of a gem in our hands here. As I said, £55 million is expensive, but I need a new left back, and Christoph Ruck has joined us. As I said before at the start of the video here, I do not do the tactics here for Ajax. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in charge of that. This is just a tactic I have saved and loaded up here. As you can see, it's called Arsenal. It's from my Arsenal save. But this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's opinion of the best 11 here at the club. And Restes obviously is the goalkeeper. Signed him on a free transfer last season or the season before? Yeah, the season before. Last season, you can see 11 goals in 26 games, by the way, which is absolutely ridiculous. A great goalkeeper. He's a wanted man, though, as you can see. He's wanted by Leicester, so how long we keep hold of him, I don't know. We've already got 3 cats for France, which is brilliant. So he is our goalkeeper. Van der Bremt, new right back, but we've also got Morgana at the club as well. Divine Wrench as well, so battling out there for the right back position. Christoph Ruck is our new left back, battling out Archie Brown for that position, of course. We've got Hato and Debas centre back, which of course is one of the best partnerships at the club, to be honest. I really like that partnership of those two in the heart defence. We've got Gunnar Duaf and Justo and Buffon in midfield. So Solskjaer's leaning more towards Buffon being a attacking midfielder. You've got Krupi on the right wing, Rigo on the left wing, and then we've got Ribeiro up front. So in my opinion, the front 4 is looking like the best section of the squad for me, to be honest. I really like the front 4. Junior Krupi and Buffon have got great potential, absolutely unbelievable potential. But also our 2 Portuguese lads there, João Rigo and Ribeiro, 2 very good players as well. The midfield is looking not quite as good as it could be, to be honest. Gunnar Duaf isn't that great, to be honest. We've also got Uedrago here, and I prefer to play in there, to be honest. I prefer to play Uedrago in there than Gunnar Duaf. We've also got Fernandes here at the club as well, so I still think the midfield 2 could do with another player in there, another body in there, but obviously we've run out of money now. Also the defence, I'm happy with the 2 centre-backs, but the right back position I feel is a little bit of the weak side for our squad. But there's not really any excuses about not winning the league title this season. We won the league title last season. We're favourites to win it this season. Also, we've got 8 players in the Media Dream 11. So hopefully we can win the league title in the 5th season and make it back-to-back league titles. I've brought you back at the end of the January transfer window here because I've signed one player and also sold 3 first-team players as well. The one player to join us from Dinamo Zagreb for just £16.5 million, and his name is Ivo Glavadic. He's a new left winger. He can also play through the middle and on the right as well. 19 years of age only. Got him very cheap. Got some potential about him as well. Unfortunately, his personality is unambitious. I don't like that. So hopefully he can develop a better personality as he gets a bit older. Not the greatest prospect in the world, but he's still a very good player. I'm still very happy with him. Mentally, he's not the best, but I'm very happy to sign him with Glavadic. I shouldn't be too harsh, really. He's still only 19 years of age. Can still develop into be a world-class player. So happy to sign him as a squad player. Very cheap from Dinamo Zagreb. And 3 players have left us permanently from the first team. Let's get to them now. Nachi Univar was the first to leave us. He has gone to Al Qadsiya for £8.75 million. I kept him around for a long time, Univar, because he's a homegrown player at the club, but we've got plenty of homegrown players at the club now, and he's 24 years of age. He's not going to get much better than this. He's moaning about his playing time as well, so happy to see him leave. Technically, he's quite good, but physically, he's not really up to standard, so he has left us. Another one to go play in Saudi Arabia is Archie Brown. He has gone to Al Ali for £21 million. He was a very good left-back for us over the last couple of seasons, but now I've signed Christoph Ruck, the new 19-year-old left-back, is left Archie Brown in the dust a little bit. He is, of course, not happy with his playing time, so he has gone to Saudi Arabia as well. He's definitely a very good player for us. Had a couple of good seasons for us. As you see there, 33 games and 30 games, but this season he's not really happy with his playing time, so he has left the club as well. And the final one to leave us from the first team was Leandro Morgalla. He has gone to Al Reed. Another one who's gone to Saudi Arabia. He has gone for £11 million. Didn't quite work out for him here at the club. I expected him to develop a lot better than this, to be honest. As you see there, he's not really developed very nicely at all for us. He was no more than a squad player, and it's nice to get £11 million for him. Although we lost money on Morgalla, he's not really that much of a loss. He was a versatile defender, but he isn't developing anymore at the moment, so nice to see the back of him. Lots of other players left us out on loan as well, but not really any players to talk of as of note. So in terms of the league, at this halfway point of the season, after 21 games, the title defence is going quite well at the moment. We're 6 points clear over final at the top. We've only lost 2 games in the season as well, so at the moment the league is looking very well. Just signed another player as well. We will be top of the league come end of the season though. That is the only thing that matters. Well, thankfully, we managed to defend our crown, so it's back-to-back league titles for us. We finished top of the league on 80 points, 8 points clear of Feyenoord, and 9 points clear of AZ in 3rd place. Where are PSV, by the way? Oh my word, look at the state of PSV. Down in 14th place, PSV, with just 37 points. Absolutely disgusting for them. But anyway, this is not the PSV rebuild, this is the Ajax rebuild, and we've won back-to-back league titles. So thankfully, the rebuild is starting to go in our favour now. We've won 3 trophies now, but also one thing I forgot to mention is, at that January point, we got past the Dutch Cup second round. We finally won a game in the Dutch Cup. And once we got past the second round, we went all the way and we won the competition. So that is fantastic. Of course, we started the season as well with that Super Cup win. So effectively, at the end of the season here, we won the domestic treble, which is very, very nice. In terms of the Champions League, unfortunately, we're knocked out in the round of 16 by AC Milan. So that is disappointing. But great season, the best season to date so far, season 5. We won domestic treble and we got past the second round in the Dutch Cup, which is very, very nice, of course. So yeah, great season to have this one. In terms of the squad, well, best player of the season has to go to Rodrigo Ribeiro. By far the best attacking numbers of the rebuild so far. He scored 40 goals, Ribeiro, in 42 games this season, with also 13 assists. So 53 goal involvements in just 42 games. Absolutely brilliant from him. I was a little bit worried where the goals might come from after Bargi left, but Ribeiro stepped up massively. Last season, he only got 18 goals in all comps. This season, he got 40 goals in all comps. He also scored 11 goals in 9 games in the Champions League. So he was great in European football as well. Brilliant, brilliant season for Ribeiro. No surprise to see teams after him now. He wanted by a whole host of Premier League teams. Also Barcelona in there as well. So we'll do well to keep Ribeiro at the end of the season here. But brilliant season from him. Also, Junior Krupi had a good season, 14 goals and 13 assists. As did Joao Rigo with 12 goals and 12 assists. And Simone Buffon in his first season for the club, he got 16 goals and 18 assists, so 34 goal involvements for him. And also, he's developed very nicely in this season already. Very, very nicely. Already looks a lot better, in my opinion, and looks like a great replacement for Bargi. Already a wanted man as well. Already a wanted man. Wanted by... What do they want? He wanted by Marseille. He just nicked our right winger. And now they want to nick our right winger's replacement. So Marseille can clear off. do have a minimum fee release clause. We do not have a minimum fee release clause with Buffon, so that is very, very nice. Hopefully he can keep him around for a long time, but a brilliant debut season for him. The front four was amazing. At least 24 goal involvements for each of the front four, so that is brilliant. Samuel Justo as well, his first season with the club, he was really good with 8 goals and 8 assists. A great replacement for Pizarro. Hato had a great season as well in the heart of defence there, as did the Bast as well. Van der Bremt had a good debut season as well. 3 goals and 8 assists for him from right back. Overall, it was a very, very good season, has to be said, but Ribeiro stealing the headlights with that 40 goals in just 42 games this season. So last season we won our first piece of silverware winning the league. This season we won three more cups. We won the league title, the Dutch Cup, and the Dutch Super Cup as well. What will Season 6 bring? Well, let's find out. Well, the start of Season 6 here, and the first thing I should mention is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has unfortunately left the club. He actually left the club midway through last season. I didn't realise until the end of the season. We still managed to win the league title. We still managed to win a treble, actually, with our goalkeeping coach in charge of first team affairs. So that was very, very nice. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has left the club to go manage Crystal Palace permanently in the English Premier League. Obviously, he's the manager of Ajax here, but officially he's the assistant manager, so you can understand the jump he has made, although in real life it will make much sense. But anyway, Danny Rowe was our new assistant manager. He was the reserves manager last season. It doesn't really say that he was a reserves manager, which is quite bizarre because he was a manager of Young Ajax. Before that, he was manager of Ajax under-18s. He was formerly the manager of Sheffield Wednesday as well, and also the assistant manager at Germany and Bayern Munich. So he definitely has a whole heaps of experience, Danny Rowe, despite being 39 years of age. I'm a little bit nervous about him being in charge because it's a slight tweak to the formation. As you can see here, his preferred formation is a 4-4-2. Is this a wise decision? You know, I've gone away from the 4-2-3-1 style managers with Solskjaer, and should have gone for a similar one to that, to be honest. But let's see what Danny Rowe will do. He's obviously a man who's got great credit in the bank. You know, he's been assistant manager of Bayern Munich and Germany, so hopefully his 4-4-2 formation will work out very well for us. Talking of Danny Rowe, it started off very good in his first season in charge, because the first 6 games of the season we won all 6 with a plus 18 goal difference as well. So at the moment it's going really well. Let's hope it's going really well at the end of the season as well. So let's get to the transfers then. What players have left us and what players have joined us here at the start of Season 6? Well, big money spent again. I've actually spent £174 million on players. But also I've raised £237 million worth of player sales as well. So a little bit of context for the money I'm bringing in. I'm actually not spending this much money without raising this much money as well. So players have got to leave for us to bring players in. Let's get to the players that left us first of all then. And the first player to leave us is actually a player who hasn't really worked out for him at all here for Ajax. I thought it would work out a lot better than this, but Ezequiel Fernandez has another one who's gone to Saudi Arabia. He's gone to Al Ittihad for £25 million. Yeah, it didn't work out for him at all here, to be honest. He wasn't good enough. He didn't get the game time. In his first season when I signed him, he didn't actually play a single game. The next season he got 5 games as well. So definitely the manager's ruined him a little bit. I would expect him to play a little bit more games than that. Last season he had a full season pretty much, but the damage was already done for him in terms of the relationship. He was not happy at the club and he demanded to leave. Fed into his last year of his contract. So to get £25 million for him from Al Ittihad is very, very nice. He hasn't really developed at all being here for the club. Not really his fault since he wasn't getting the game time. But anyway, £25 million for a third, fourth choice centre midfielder. I'm very, very happy with that. The next player to leave was actually a homegrown player at the club, and that is Lucas Jetton. He has gone to Bournemouth for £25 million. I'm very happy with this sale, to be honest. He's not worth £25 million at all. He definitely had potential, but he's nowhere near fulfilled it at all. We've got 2 younger left-backs who are better than him already, to be honest. Plus, we've got Christoph Ruck at the club as well. So, yeah, very happy to see the back of Jetton. The only thing he's already got going for him is his speed. He's also quite good physically as well. But in terms of his defending, the other aspects of his game, he's not really good enough at all. He's 21 years of age now. He's not really going to develop further past this point. So to get £25 million for him, absolutely ecstatic with that. And the next player to leave is actually a player who's only just joined us, and that is Ignace van der Bremt. He has gone to Marseille for £22 million, rising up to £33 million. Had a full season for us last season, 29 games, but as I said, I wasn't too excited about the signing of Van der Bremt. He's not that good, but we did make profit on him. Only got 1 season out of him, but we got over a £5 million profit, so I'm happy with that. Still got £170 million worth of players to talk about. The next one to leave us was a youngster, Olivier Aartsen. He has joined Anderlecht for £6 million. Again, came for the youth system here, but being 24 years of age now, he's clearly not going to be anywhere near good enough for the first team. So to get £6 million for him, Very, very happy with that. Silvano Vos has joined Atletico Madrid on loan for the season with a view of a permanent signing, I think. Yeah, optional future fee of £18.75 million. If we get £18.75 million for him, I'll be absolutely ecstatic with that. He's not going to be good enough for the club. Again, another homegrown talent, but we can't keep all of them here, so some of them we have to sacrifice, and Vos is one of those who will have to leave. Caden Wolf is another homegrown player. He has joined Al-Wida for £11 million. Again, homegrown at the club, but not really good enough. Mark Vercoil has joined Anderlecht as well for £8.25 million. Another sale I'm ecstatic with. 22 years of age now. Not going to be good enough for the club. Not even good enough in his defensive aspects. He can play 3 different positions, but he's not very good at all, to be honest. Very happy to sell with him. After that, we've got a couple of big sales to talk of. The first one is our goalkeeper, Guillaume Restes, has joined Barcelona for £54 million. Rising up to £68 million. You know what? This is great business. Absolutely fantastic business because we signed him on a free transfer. And also, I will show you the goalkeeper I've replaced Restes with, who is arguably better than him. He's 23 years of age. He's got 4 caps for France, which of course is very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. But Barcelona come calling for him. It's not really anything we could do about that, to be honest. He wants to be first choice goalkeeper at Barcelona. No surprises there. You know, you can't really blame him too much. But again, very happy with this. Got 2 great seasons out of him. Signed him on a free transfer, and we got £54 million for him, rising up to £68 million. The next big sale to talk of is Joao Rigo. He has joined Man City for £48.5 million, rising up to £60 million. Again, very happy with this. 23 years of age. A very good player. Very good with his vision attributes. 17 vision there. He got 17 flair as well. But being 23 years of age, he's not going to get much better than this, I'd say. So to get big money like this for him is very, very nice. You know, we kept Ribeiro at the club. We sold the other Portuguese forward, Joao Rigo, and I think Ribeiro is better than Rigo. So, yeah, very versatile player, as you can see here. Can play anywhere in the forward line, also in the centre midfield as well. But a lot of money for him, and again, what can we do about it? If Man City want to come in for him, there's not much we can do to keep him at the club. Well, they were the 2 biggest sales to talk of by far, to be honest. Obviously, similar to every single season, lots of players have left the club on loan as well. Alexis Lucas has joined Juventus for £4.1 million, rising up to £6 million. I don't know what I was thinking signing Lucas, to be honest with you, because his potential isn't that high. I was just swayed with the teams he had after him. He had lots of Premier League teams after him, so I decided to swoop in for him. But anyway, talking of that, we made profit on Lucas. We signed him for £2.5 million, and now we just got £4.1 million from Juventus, rising up to £6 million in the future. So I'm happy with that sale as well. One of our youngsters has joined PSV, one of our fierce rivals, for 5.25, rising up to £6.5 million. Usually I wouldn't be interested in doing something like this, but 22 years of age, Avri Appiah, I don't think he's going to be one of the players that will prevent us winning the league title, to be honest. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but yeah, he's just not a very good player at all. He's homegrown at the club again, but yeah, I'm not going to miss him at all, to be honest. And £6.5 million for him is quite nice. And other than that, one more sale to talk of, and that is Gabriel Moscardo. He has joined Leicester for £20 million. Didn't really work out for him at the club, Moscardo. Quite a good player, 22 years of age, about to turn 23. Can play centre-back or DM, but he didn't quite get the game time he was looking for, to be honest, especially last season. He fell down the pecking order, and again, profit on him. We signed him for £12.5 million, and we got £7.5 million profit on him. So those are the players to leave us. Obviously, the big ones have to be Joao Rigo, who has joined Man City, and the goalkeeper Restes, who has joined Barcelona. Well, the first player to join us is actually a very exciting signing. Signing for £13 million from Independiente in Argentina, and he's our new right back, Gonzalo Pinedo. He effectively replaces Van der Bremt, and I'm very, very happy with this replacement. 19 years of age only, 5 caps for Argentina already, and he's a very, very good right back. A very complete right back. He can defend as well, which is great. He's great physically, he's great mentally. Got 15 crossing, 16 technique. He's only 19 years of age. He also can be trained as a left back if needed. We're quite good in that position these days, but if needed, Pinedo can play there. He can also play right wing as well. For only £13 million, that was his minimum fee release clause. I'm very, very happy to signing of Pinedo. The next player to join us is actually our new goalkeeper, and it's a very expensive signing. Signing for £72 million, but he's a very good goalkeeper. His name is Dennis Seaman. We've signed him from Stuttgart. He's a very highly rated goalkeeper on the game. If you look at him here, he's an outstanding goalkeeper. Outstanding goalkeeper. If you look at his goalkeeping attributes here, especially as a sweeper keeper on support, he's got 16 rushing out. He's got 16 reflexes, 17 one-on-ones. He's got great composure. He is just a great goalkeeper. And if anything, I feel like we've upgraded that position, which seems almost impossible since we have Restes at the club. If you actually compare the two players here, the only thing Restes is better than Seaman at is his speed. So obviously his speed can be important as well, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with the signing of Seaman. As I said, it's a very expensive signing, £72 million. But we also got £54 million for Restes, potentially rising up to £68 million. So we've only spent £4 million more than what Restes will bring into the club. So taking in that regard, we haven't spent that much on Seaman, really. So, yeah, very happy with the signing of Seaman. He's a great goalkeeper. And it's great to be able to replace such a great goalkeeper as Restes as well. The next player to join us is actually on loan. His name is Stephen Jones. He joins us from Inter Milan for the season. His name is Stephen Jones, but he's Spanish, apparently. So, yeah. Born in Barcelona, Stephen Jones hasn't got any other nationalities. Not the most Spanish name I've ever heard. But anyway, he can be Spanish, of course he can. He's a centre-back. He's quite a good player, to be honest. He's not quite the modern-day centre-back that I like. He hasn't got the greatest composure. He hasn't got the greatest passing ability either. But only 20 years of age. He's only on loan for the season to make up that position. So hopefully he does well for us. Hopefully he adds good cover. And who knows? We could sign him permanently in the future. Although there isn't any optional future fee in his contract. I'll look at that in the future if we can. But see as the fact he's worth £53 to £76 million. To me, it looks like it's only going to be purely a loan deal. The next one to join us was another Dutch youngster. Signed him from Sparta Rotterdam for £32 million. So very expensive, Anouar Sefrier, but he's got high potential, only 19 years of age. As you can see, he's already started developing very nicely. One weak point of his game, though, will be his physical attributes. He hasn't really got great pace for a left winger. Technically, he's very gifted, though. 18 technique already at 19 years of age is class. Will that reach 20? It may do. 17 first touch as well. He's also got great work rate. So everything is there for Sefrier to be a brilliant player. He's also homegrown in the nation, of course, seeing as he can't at Sparta Rotterdam Academy. But physically, he's not quite good enough at the moment. Hopefully, he can improve, especially his speed going forward. But also, he's a versatile player, can play for the middle as well. He can also play on the right if needed. So, yeah, exciting times to have Sefrier at the club. Hopefully, he develops very nicely this season. It has started off well for him, so we shall see what happens. The next signing I made was another goalkeeper. Another very exciting goalkeeper, much cheaper than Dennis Seaman. But I signed Spike Brits from Man City for just £11 million. He's a very good goalkeeper. He's a very good keeper. He's already got one cap for England. 21 years of age. And I've sent him out on loan, by the way. He's on loan at Marseille, actually. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, he's another very good goalkeeper. Another very good modern-day goalkeeper, which I like. Great rushing out. He's got great composure as well. Super keeper support style player. He's still developing, which is amazing. He could be our number one, but Seaman is a better goalkeeper, as you can see here. But, you know, next season when big teams might come in for Seaman, we may already have our replacement here set up in Spike Brits. And being the fact that he's on loan to Marseille for the season as a first-choice goalkeeper, hopefully he develops there, and hopefully he comes back an even better player. But £11 million for Brits, it could be an absolute bargain. The next one to join us is another loan signing. That is Tom Embleton. He has joined us on loan for Everton for the season. Another one I'm probably not going to sign permanently. I just needed to bring some more bodies in the squad. He's another one who can play naturally centre-back, but he's also good enough to play DM or centre midfield as well. If you actually look at him, he's a very good ball-playing defender style player, which also means that he can play very well in midfield. He's got 17 passing, 16 technique as well. He's good in the air. He's good mentally as well. Still 20 years of age, so hopefully he'll develop, but he is purely here as a squad player. Next one to join us was Ambros Farkas. He has joined us from Steaua Bucharest for £3.2 million. Not got the highest potential in the world, but only £3.2 million. Hopefully he can develop, and if he's not good enough for the club, hopefully he can make profit on him. So he is in the under-21 squad at the moment. Same as Dorian Magnan. I don't quite know what I was thinking with this signing, to be honest. £20.5 million from Sochaux in France, but he's 17 years of age. He's definitely got high potential. Is his potential that high? I feel like I've definitely overspent on Magnan, to be honest with you, but hopefully he'll be a homegrown player in the future. He will be a homegrown player in the future, so that is good in that regard as well. But he definitely developed quite a lot, but £20.5 million is quite expensive, to be honest. The next three players are all young players as well who are signed for the club. Josi Otavios joined for £3.5 million. He's a new backup goalkeeper. He's gone straight into the Jong Ajax squad. Ignacio Rodriguez, he joins us from Nacional for £6 million. He's a very exciting player, actually. £6 million only. He's only 18 years of age. He's a very, very good midfielder. He's very good already, to be honest. The only thing letting him down is his physical attributes, but we know physically they can develop very well in the coming season. So if he does develop very nicely at Nacional this season, he's on loan at Nacional until December. So we'll see how he does. Technically, he's very good though. Mentally, he's very good as well. And hopefully he can develop physically at Nacional this season. Free jumping reach, by the way, is quite disgusting. But he's only 5'4", and he's played in midfield, so doesn't matter too much. And the last player to join us is Eamon Cospo. He joins us from Bayer Leverkusen for £9.75 million. He's a new centre-back. I signed him because he's relatively cheap. We're still lacking in that department of centre-back, and he's gone straight into the young Ajax squad, where hopefully he can develop this season. 21 years of age only, so hopefully he can develop, but he's only come here as a squad player. So I spent a lot of money, £161 million, but almost half of that went on our new goalkeeper, Dennis Seaman. Well, half of that went on goalkeepers in general. Seaman and Spike Britz joined the club. Also brought in Seth Ruby, of course. He was a good left winger to have in the club as well. So Seaman effectively replaces Restes, and Seth Ruby and Glavadic, who I signed in January, have effectively replaced Joao Rigo. So I don't think the team is that much stronger. If you actually look at the squad now, obviously Danny Roll was our new manager, and he's looking to play a 4-4-2 formation. So Seaman is our new goalkeeper over Restes. I'd say Seaman is a better goalkeeper than Restes, to be honest. They're both very good goalkeepers, but you saw it for yourself when I compared the two. Seaman looks like a bit of an upgrade. Also, Pinedo, he replaces Van der Bremt, and he arguably is a better right back than Van der Bremt as well, in my opinion. He's 19 years of age, so I guess we have strength with the squad after all. The other three are looking the same. Ruck, Hato and De Bast, still developing, all three of them. Still very good players, of course. The defence is looking very strong now, to be honest. The back five is looking very, very strong. You've got four midfielders here. You've got Glavadic as a left winger. We've got Misahoy, Justo in the midfield, and Uadrago on the right wing. And we've got Ribeiro and Krupi up front. If you wonder where is Profundi, well, Profundi can't actually play right midfield or left midfield. So a little bit of a problem trying to get Profundi, Krupi and Ribeiro all into the same team, playing a 4-4-2 formation. So I'm interested to see what Danny Roll will do in that regard. But yeah, interesting to see how the 4-4-2 will work out. Obviously, it started off very well. 6 wins out of 6. Let's hope it's this well come end of the season. Well, unfortunately, despite having a great start to the season in Season 6, we ended up finishing second in the league, 5 points behind Feyenoord. We actually lost 5 of our last 12 games of the season. As you can see there, we lost 3 of the last 5 games, which really did cost us, including losses at home to Road AJC 1-0, which is just terrible. Lost away to FC Groningen as well. Just games we shouldn't be losing, really. And if you can see there, we was actually top for pretty much the entire season until that terrible run of form happened towards the end, and really did cost us in the league. So that is very disappointing. This final prevented us winning 3 in a row and prevented us starting to dominate the Eredivisie. So very disappointing. But Danny Roll, it did start off quite well for him. He did do quite well for like 2/3 of the season. So I'll give him another chance for next season. But hopefully he can win the league next season. So the change of formation, this 4-4-2 style formation, hasn't worked at all, to be honest. It did look like it was going to work, but in the end, it did fail miserably. We only lost 1 game in the season. Out of the first 21, I think it was. We lost 5 of the next 12, so that is very disappointing. We also got to the quarter-final of the Champions League, so that's quite nice. Knocked out by Liverpool, so I think that's the furthest we've got in the Champions League so far. Normality has been resumed, though, in the Dutch Cup. Knocked down in the second round again, this time by Heerenveen. So 5 out of 6 seasons, we've lost our first game in the Dutch Cup. Obviously, won the competition last season, so that was nice. We also started the season with the Johan Cruyff Shell again. So at least we ended the season with a piece of silverware. Our 5th trophy. It's now 2 league titles, 2 Dutch Super Cups and 1 Dutch Cup. But ultimately, it's very disappointing not to win the league title again, to be honest. We also signed 3 players in January. Ivan Franjic joined us from Dinamo Zagreb for £8.75 million. He's a new right back / right winger. He can play anywhere down the right hand side. He's not that good at the moment. He's very good physically. He's very quick. But defensively, he's not that great, to be honest. But I think he's been mainly used as a right midfielder. Also, Brandon Cardoza joined the club from Millonarios for just £1.3 million. He's a very exciting attacking midfielder. As you can see here, he's very good technically. 16 technique, 17 passing, 17 first touch as well. He's only 18 years of age, so the ceiling is very high for Cardoza. Definitely a very exciting signing. And the last player signed in January is Nosa Gambo. He joined us from Slavia Prague for £15 million. He's another new right midfield, right winger type player. Overall, he's quite good, to be honest. He's only a squad player at the club, but again, he's only 20 years of age, so hopefully he can turn out to be a very good player for us in the future. But ultimately, the big talking point of Season 6 is the fact that we blew the league title, finished second in the end with 6 defeats, 5 of those coming in the last 12 games of the season. So that is really disappointing. Hopefully, though, we can get back on top in Season 7. Well, at the start of Season 7 here, I've actually only signed 2 players, only spent £27 million this season, but also have raised £199 million worth of player sales. So in terms of the transfer budget, I've got £206 million to spend, and I'm 661k under the wage budget. But I didn't really see any players I could really sign to strengthen the team that much, to be honest. I'm also keeping an eye on the wages here at the club. So I've got a new striker called Amir Hasanovic. He's joined us from Red Star Belgrade for just £5.75 million. Only 19 years of age, he's still developing, but he's already a very good striker in my opinion. Already got 18 composure, which is very nice. He's great technically as well. He's also quick and got good physical attributes. So he's got everything made for him to be a very good striker for us in the future. But he's not quite a class striker at the moment. He's not one of our #1 strikers, that is for sure. But the potential is definitely there, and a very cheap signing again, only £5.75 million. The other signing I made was actually from Birmingham, signing for £21 million. His name is Sebastian Chan, and he's our new backup right back. Backup to Pinedo, 20 years of age, still got potential, so I'm very happy to signing of Chan as well. He's quite a good defensive right back, but not so good going forward. But again, 20 years of age, got plenty of time for development. I've actually raised £232 million worth of player sales. Going to sell 2 players at the start of the window as well. Divine Wrench has finally left the club. He has gone to Al Khalij. Another one, he's gone to Saudi Arabia. Shock there. He's gone there for £12 million. He's not really that good, to be honest, Wrench. His potential isn't that high on FootballManager. He's a very versatile player. He's homegrown at the club as well, but he hasn't really developed at all here with the club. And as I said, he's just not that good, to be honest. He's not that good at all. He's falling down the pecking order. He was the vice captain at the club, but yeah, he's just not a very good player at all. So he has gone to Al Khalij in Saudi Arabia. Another one who's joined him in Saudi Arabia is another homegrown player at the club, and that is Gabriel Misahoy. He has gone to Al Riyadh for £21 million. Again, not exactly a very good player, very versatile again, but I was a little bit disappointed with the managers, to be honest. They're giving him plenty of game time, too much game time in my opinion. He's only meant to be a squad player at the club. We've got much better players than him in their certain positions, but they always seem to favour Misahoy. So for that reason, I decided to sell him. Again, not very good, so I'm happy with that money here from Misahoy. And of course, both of them being homegrown players, both those money is pure profit. Another £199 million worth of player sales to talk about, though. The first 4 players to leave us were all young players, all in the B squad. Not really too much to mention about the players there. We got £5.25 million for Aden Lachina from AA Ghent. We also got £6.75 million from Galatasaray for David Martinez. There were 2 players I signed. Didn't really quite live up to their potential, but the other 2, Abildgaard and Sky Vink, were 2 players who came from our youth system and not really good enough. Lucas Gornaduaf has gone to Saudi Arabia as well. He's joined Al Ali for £16.25 million. Another one who didn't quite live up to his potential, to be honest. He hasn't really developed at all. Another one whose ability at the start of manager is a little bit deceiving. He doesn't really develop that well at all, and he hasn't really developed at all being at the club, which is very, very disappointing, because if you see him as a 19-year-old, he looks like a guaranteed world-class player in the future, but it obviously didn't work out for him. But anyway, good for him, because now he's playing in Saudi Arabia and he's earning 775k a week, so he's living the high life now in the Middle East. The next couple of players to leave us were another 2 young players. Shirumi Lito has joined Chelsea for £6.5 million. He's a youngster here for the club, another homegrown player, but you look at him here, he's not very good at all, to be honest. I don't know what the teams are thinking going in for him, to be honest. He hasn't got high potential at all, and to get £6.25 million for a player who's never going to play for the club from a team like Chelsea, very happy. And also Aubrey Moorman, he has gone to West Ham for £6.75 million. The first big sale to talk of was Rodrigo Ribeiro. He has joined RB Leipzig for £50 million. He had a brilliant season 2 seasons ago, where he scored 40 goals in that season. Last season, though, he wasn't as good. He only scored 16 goals last season. Only started 18 games, though, which is disappointing. But the season before that, he was absolutely brilliant. But again, £50 million to him. Great piece of profit on him from £28 million. We've also got brilliant players in the forward option, such as Buffon, such as Krupi as well. So again, very happy with the sale of Ribeiro. 24 years of age now. He's not going to improve much more than this. And I feel like we've got our best season out of him as well. So happy to see the back of him. And the next big sale to talk about It's our goalkeeper, Dennis Seaman. We signed him for £72 million last season. We made profit on this season though. We sold him for £76 million, rising up to £90 million. He has joined Liverpool. He was a brilliant goalkeeper for us last season. He had a great season. Obviously signed him for big money, but got the money back for him and more some. £76 million at the moment, but it will rise to £90 million. Again, a team like Liverpool coming in for him, wants him to be their first choice goalkeeper. Obviously, his head was turned very quickly. And also, we've got Spike Britt at the club, of course. He was on loan at Marseille last season. He comes back into the club. So, although I haven't signed the goalkeeper, Spike Britt is effectively Dennis Seaman's replacement. So, I'm happy with that. Dennis Seaman is still slightly better than Britt, I think. We actually compare the two players now. Seaman is slightly better than Spike Britt, it has to be said. But also, Britt is a year younger. And not much difference in the two players. And the fact that we've got £90 million for Seaman, I'm very happy with this. Very happy with this. Hopefully Spike Britt will have a good season for us this season to replace him. Also, Samuel Santos has joined Sunderland for £13.75 million. Didn't really work out for him here at the club. Didn't really get the game time he needed. Didn't really develop the way he needed to as well. He's only got 4 caps for Brazil, by the way. And he's playing for Sunderland in the Premier League. So that's very bizarre. Again, made profit on him though, so can't complain too much. Although, I would have liked to keep him. I saw him as a great potential player, but in saying that, we've got Christoph Ruck as our left back, who is miles better than him and also the same age, so can't feel too disheartened about him leaving. And the last sale to talk of was actually Eamon Cosbo, another one we signed last season. He has joined Leicester for £15.25 million. Another sale I'm ecstatic with. Only a fringe player here at the club. And again, we made profit on him. So, yeah, very happy with the sale of these players. So, 2 big players are left us. That is Ribeiro, who's with RB Leipzig. Effectively replaced with Hasanovic, who's a younger player and much cheaper. And, of course, Dennis Seaman has joined Liverpool for £90 million. And we replaced him with Spike Britt, who was on loan at Marseille last season. So, we look at our best 11 now for the start of this season. Again, obviously, we're playing with a 4-4-2 style formation with the club. Danny Roll's preferred formation. Spike Britt's our new goalkeeper, of course. I'd say he's a slight downgrade on Seaman, but not by much, to be honest. And he's still developing as well, so I'm happy with that. Pineda right back, of course. Ruck left back. Hato and Tabas centre back. Also, it's worth noting that these defenders are very young still, especially the 2 fullbacks, and they're getting better every single season. We look at the midfield. We've got Glavedic on the left, Gambo on the right. We've got Uedrago and Justo in midfield, and Profundi and Krupi up front. So although we've sold 2 big players of ours, especially the goalkeeper, I feel like we've replaced them quite good, and hopefully this season will be a season where we get back to the top. Will we win the league title again in season 7 though? Well, let's find out. Well, unfortunately it hasn't worked out with Danny Rowe as manager at all. The 4-4-2 style formation hasn't worked out for us at all. This season we've done even worse. We finished 3rd in the league. Only 2 points behind Feyenoord on top this time, but more crucially, due to the fact PSV have finished above us, we are not playing Champions League football next season. We're actually playing Europa League football. So that is very disappointing. The silver lining is that will be probably our biggest opportunity to ever win a continental competition here with Ajax in the rebuild. So let's hope we go out and win the Europa League, because that would certainly make up for it. But in terms of the league campaign, 3rd in the league, very, very disappointing. 1 point behind PSV in 2nd and 1 point behind Feyenoord in 1st place. Again, a disappointing end to the season. Won 3 of the last 5 games. We lost away to AZ 3-2. We also drew away to PSV 0-0. So a win away to PSV could have seen us win the league title over Feyenoord. So that is very, very disappointing. Also, the Champions League, we lost in the previous round from last season. We got knocked down in round of 16 by Chelsea. Thankfully, we got further in the Dutch Cup 2nd round this season. But we did get knocked down in the semi-final by PSV. So only the 2nd time we've gone past the 2nd round in the Dutch Cup. This time, though, we didn't win the competition. We got knocked out by PSV. So the first season out of 3 that we haven't actually won any trophy in this season. It's 3rd in the league, round of 16, knocked down in the Champions League, and also we knocked down in the semi-final by PSV in the Dutch Cup. So I think I have to change managers now, to be honest. Danny Rowe isn't really doing the business for us. I feel like I need to go back to the 4-2-3-1 style of play, and I'm looking for a new manager, to be honest. In terms of transfers as well, did I sign any players in January? I did sign a player. I signed Gielsen from Palmeiras for £11.5 million, and he's a very exciting player, by the way. 21 years of age, he's got 9 caps and 4 goals for Brazil already, and he's a very good player. Naturally a striker, he'd also play on the right wing and the left wing. The only thing he hasn't really got going for him is his finishing. He's got 10 finishing, which is very weak, but other than that, he's a very, very outstanding talent. Great physically, great technically as well, great mentally. He's just an unbelievable player, and for only 11.5 million, an absolutely brilliant signing, it has to be said. In terms of players left us as well, sold 3 more players in January as well. 2 of them were on to Saudi Arabia, surprise, surprise. Mark Guillou has gone to Al Tawoun for £12 million. Didn't really work out for him here for us. Idumbo Muzambo as well. He's joined Al Riyadh for £24.5 million. Again, happy with the sale of him. Homegrown player at the club, but made good profit on him. And Ivan Franjic has left the club already. He's only been here for a year and a half. He has gone to Barcelona for £17.75 million. He was a decent player, to be honest with you, but made good profit on him as well. Wasn't any more than a squad player here at the club, so over doubled the money we paid for him. So I'm happy to see the back of him as well. So Season 7 hasn't worked out for us at all, to be honest, going on with Season 6. It started off really well with Danny Roll as manager. Looked like we was going to win our 3rd Eredivisie title in a row. We ended up falling at the final hurdle, and I gave him another chance, but he's failed again. This time he finished 3rd in the league. We're not even playing Champions League football next season, and our 1st season in the last 3 that we haven't won a single piece of silverware. Well, at the start of Season 8 here, another change to the managerial position. Of course, Danny Roll didn't really live up to his reputation. He couldn't win the league title for us in 2 seasons. He got his chance. He failed miserably. So, Wouter Ranken, who was our young Ajax manager for the last couple of seasons, he is now our new assistant manager / manager, of course. And the good news about him is his preferred formation is a 4-2-3-1 DM AM wide, which brought us success here for the club. And also, he's got great people management as well. He's got 20 people management, so he is a man you can go to for answers. He can manage the team perfectly in that regard. So hopefully he can do very, very well for us, Wouter Ranken. Very well for us indeed. Well, another very quiet window here for us with Ajax in Season 8. Only spent £22.1 million on players, but also I've raised £64 million in player sales. So quite a quiet window, it has to be said. But also, I've signed another new goalkeeper. I like to sign very good goalkeepers here at Ajax, and it could be the best one I've signed yet, to be honest. Manuel Casas, who's been on my shortlist for a while now, he has joined us from Vélez for £21 million. And as you can see, he is an outstanding goalkeeper. Not quite the complete sweeper keeper I like to have. His rushing out is only 10. His composure is only 13 as well, but he's got great passing. He's got 16 passing. Goalkeeping wise, he's outstanding. You see here from all the green ratings here. 17 positioning as well, 17. To be honest, you can't really moan about him too much. It'd be nice if he had better composure and better rushing out, but then he'll be just absolutely unbelievable. He's ready, the Argentinian #1 with 17 caps for them. He's a 4.5-star player for us as well, by the way, so I'm ecstatic with the signing of Casas. He replaced Spike Brits, who we have sold, and to be honest, he's a better goalkeeper. He's a better goalkeeper, so I can't complain too much. I can't complain too much of Spike Brits leaving and Casas replacing him, because Casas is arguably a better goalkeeper, and he's also a lot cheaper as well. So Casas was the first signing to join us from Vélez, and the next one to join us was actually a loan signing, Jorge Toro. So only one permanent signing as well. He joined us from the season with PSG. He's a DM style player, so he adds to the squad in that regard. He's not very good going forward, but he's very similar to Pizarro. Not due to the fact that he's Chilean, the same as Pizarro, but in terms of his attributes, he's very similar to Pizarro. He's also left-footed as well. He's Pizarro 2.0 basically. So I'm happy with the signing of Toro. I think we've got an optional. We haven't got an optional future fee actually. So yeah, I'm talking nonsense there. But he's here for the season. He's a very defensive midfield style player. So hopefully he does well for us. We shall see about that. So let's get to the players that left us then. Of course, Spike Brits has left us, and Casas has replaced him. He has joined Bournemouth for £43.5 million, rising up to £56 million. He was a good goalkeeper for us. He had a good season last season. 12 clean sheets, 24 goals conceded in 30 games. But again, great profit. Signed him for £11 million and sold him for £43.5 million. Spent half of that money on the new goalkeeper, who is better than him. So yeah, very, very happy. Very happy. You look at it here. Casas is a much better goalkeeper, really. Spike Brits is quicker. He's also much more eccentric. But for the key attributes as a goalkeeper, you'd always pick Casas. He also is 2 years younger as well. So the amount of great goalkeepers I've had here at the club is just crazy. But I always seem to replace them with even better goalkeepers. So yeah, very happy. I'd even say Casas is probably better than Dennis Seaman, to be honest. So that is one hell of a statement, seeing as he's Liverpool #1 now. But Spike Brits has left us and Casas has replaced him. Not really any other big sales to talk about, to be honest with you. Ronaldo Mastrocusa, I don't know how to say his name. He's joined AC Milan for £8.25 million. rising up to £12.25 million. He's a Brazilian who actually came through our youth system here, but as you can see, he's not very good. He's a natural left back, but he can also play right wing back and right midfield. He's just not good at all. He's not good at all. The fact that we got £12.25 million for him is just ridiculous because he's terrible, basically. So when AC Milan came in for that bid for him, I just snatched the hand off for it, and he has left the club. Silvano Vos as well. He's another one who's gone to join in the Saudi Arabian clubs. He's gone to Al Fire for £8 million. Another one who came for our youth system. Didn't really turn out to be very good at all, to be honest, and I'm happy to see the back of him. And the rest of the players that left us have been loans, so yeah, not much to talk about in this window, to be honest, but one position now strengthened is the goalkeeping position again, so I'm very happy with that, and we haven't really lost any big players, so the squad is looking even better than the last season. Obviously, Spike Brits has left the club, but we've signed Casas to replace him, and we've also, with Wouter Franken as a manager, hopefully going back to our normal style formation of a 4-2-3-1. So we look at the assist manager's opinion of the best team now. We've got Casas in goal, of course, to replace Spritz, so I feel like we're strengthening that position. The back four is looking exactly the same, so that's all good. We've got Justo and Toro and Pafunde in the midfield, Krupi on the right wing, Uadrago on the left wing, and Gielsen up front. Gielsen as a striker does worry me a little bit because he's got poor finishing, but every other part of his game is very good, so hopefully he can get a lot of goals and a lot of assists as well. But anyway, what am I complaining too much about? He's a 4.5-star reputation player. He's also got 14 caps and 7 goals for Brazil, so he must be doing something right. I just wish his finishing was a little bit better. Anyway, 2 seasons without a league title now, which is very disappointing. I've made a managerial change. Wouter Franken is in change now. We've also played in the Europa League this season, so hopefully this season will be a good one, and hopefully we'll be ending the season with a double. Unfortunately, for the 3rd season in a row, we failed to win a league title. So that is very, very disappointing. We finished 2nd in the league, so we're playing Champions League football next season, which is nice. 6 points behind Feyenoord, who we can't shake off at all in here in this rebuild. The good news is, though, we're playing Europa League football this season, and we beat Tottenham in the final 1-0 to lift that competition. So Franken has made up for finishing 2nd in the league by winning our first continental competition of the rebuild here, winning the Europa League. Probably our only continental competition, to be honest. Won the Europa League, though. Beat Tottenham in the final 1-0 is very nice. Obviously, they'll be favourites for that game, so that is really nice, actually. We got to the Dutch Cup final again for the 2nd time, but unfortunately, we lost the final to PSV, I believe. Yeah, we lost on penalties to PSV. It was 0-0 in that game, so that's disappointing. But we did win the Europa League this season. Also, quite promising signs, it has to be said, with the old system come back into effect with Franken. Yes, we finished 2nd in the league, but only 6 points behind Feyenoord. We also won the Europa League and got to the Dutch Cup final, so just a couple more results going our way. We could be talking about a memorable treble here in Season 8. So the good news is, though, we're back to winning trophies again. We won the Europa League this season under Franken, so that is absolutely fantastic. In terms of the best players of the season as well, Gielsen was having a great season. He had 11 goals and 9 assists in 18 games. Unfortunately, he picked up a very serious injury, damaged his cruciate ligaments against FC Utrecht, and he's been out for 6 months so far. It looks like he's back now, so you know, who knows what could have happened. If he was fit for the entire season, we could have won the league title, but unfortunately these things do happen. He's a wanted man now as well. He's wanted by Everton, Man United, Barcelona and Leipzig, so we could be forced to sell him come end of the season. But Fundy had a great season though, with 21 goals and 11 assists, as did Uadrago with 14 goals and 8 assists as well. So at the end of season 8, unfortunately it's been 3 seasons now, we haven't won the league title after winning two titles in a row, but we did win the Europa League this season, so our first ever win in the European competitions of the rebuild. Probably our last one as well. I can't see us winning the Champions League, to be honest, but at least we've managed to taste the success of winning a trophy again. And hopefully at the start of Season 9, I can sign some good players and we can finally start talking about lifting the Eredivisie title again. Well, at the start of Season 9 here, and we're out 3 seasons without a league title, I decided to spend big. I actually spent £210 million on players, whilst only selling £24 million worth of players. So, a little bit of context about this. I've obviously been selling a lot more, I've actually been raising a lot more money than I've been paying for players over the last few seasons now, to the point where how much money was under the wage budget was absolutely ridiculous. At one point it was like £3 million under the wage budget, which is absolutely crazy, and still with like £50 million in the transfer budget. So Got some money to spend this summer, of course, but also got all that leftover money from the last few seasons. Was able to spend big this summer. I bought 4 players in, totaling £210 million, whilst only selling players worth £24 million. Let's get to the players that have joined us first of all. The first player to join us is arguably one of the best players to ever join the club, and that is Luis Santos. He is a regen. He's joined us from Porto for £49.5 million. And wow, what a player he is. What a player he is. Just turned 22 years of age. Already got 30 caps for Portugal, by the way. And if you look at him, he's absolutely unbelievable. He's a natural right wing back. He can play right back as well and right wing. He can also play in the midfield if you need him to. And being the fact that he's so complete as a footballer, you could play him in any position you want to, basically. He's already a 4.5-star player for us. He's got the highest wages I think Ajax have ever offered to a player, to be honest, 125k a week, which I definitely did think about, but also I thought about the fact that he probably is the best player we can actually sign. So for £49.5 million, yes, it's big wages. I'm absolutely ecstatic with the signing of Santos. I'm looking at him as our number 1 right back, to be honest, but as soon as we've got Pinheiro at the club, I don't know where the assistant manager is going to play him or the manager, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. As long as he's in the team, that's all I care about. He's an absolutely unbelievable player, and he's still 22 years of age, so he still might get better than this. So absolutely ecstatic with the signing of Santos. The next one to join us was another exciting signing. His name is Alberto Colombo. He joins us from Southampton for £61 million. He is our new midfielder. Very, very good player. Very good midfielder. Again, a very all-round midfielder as well. Can play DM, can play in the centre midfield and attacking midfield as well. He can play any role you want him to. He can sit deeper. He can go forward. I think he's better as a Segundo Volante style player. He's got great vision. He's great physically as well. But any position you want to play him, he can do. He's got 4 caps for England as well, 22 years of age. So an unbelievable player, Colombo. The next 2 signings to join us is Michael Havanith, who joins us from Anderlecht for £52 million. He's a very good player, very, very good player, very versatile as well. Can play up front, can play on the right, on the left, and through the middle. £52 million is definitely expensive, but I feel like he's worth it. He got 17 finishing, 16 composure as well. An overall very good striker, not very good in the air, which is disappointing. Only 3 jumping reach. Especially the fact that he's 5'10", 3 jumping reach is just ridiculous. Should be at least like 10 or something, shouldn't it? But anyway, he can't jump to save his life, basically, Havanith. But every other aspect of his game is very, very good. And last and definitely not least is Daniel Williams. He joins us from Nottingham Forest for £47.5 million. He's another new striker of ours. He's on loan to Porto for the season. Well, hopefully he can develop nicely there. A bit surprising to sign a player for that much money to loan him out, but we've got plenty of great players in the striker position, and it'd be nice to see him get a great season at a very good club like Porto. 18 finishing is very nice. He's also got great pace as well, so a very exciting one for the future, and he's still only 19 years of age. Also, I signed a player in January, by the way. I signed Norberto Tapiero from Millonarios on a free transfer. He's a new centre-back. He also played DM, centre midfield and right back. Doesn't look that great as of yet. He's only 20 years of age, though, and he's still developing, but he can play in numerous different positions, which is very nice. And interestingly enough, he's on loan to PSV for the season. So PSV are signing our youngsters on loan. How the mighty have fallen. Also, I forgot to mention a player who left us in January. Ivo Glavadic joined Arsenal for £47.5 million, rising to £60 million. That's another £60 million I raised in January. And I'm very happy with the sale of Glavadic, to be honest. He hasn't really developed at all at the club. Not much at all, to be honest. And I feel like we've got better players in his position. And £60 million is, of course, very big money. He did do quite well for us. 12 assists in his first 2 seasons. But yeah, I feel like we've got better players than him. And £60 million is a lot of money, as I said. Not too many other players have left us, to be honest. Van Kibberslois has joined Mainz with £2.7 million. He's a youngster at the club. Jay Gorta has finally left the club. He was our third choice goalkeeper for a long time. He joined Strasbourg for £1.5 million. And the rest of the players are all loans, basically, and all got some fees in there. Obviously, Williams has joined Porto. Seth Rui has gone on loan to Lille for the season as well. Chan's gone on loan to Aston Villa for the season, which is very surprising, since he's a Birmingham City lad, but who am I to judge? Also, Asanovic has gone on loan to Monaco for the season. So 4 new players have joined us, all at least £47.5 million. So I spent big money this season, no excuses. We have to win the league title. 3 seasons without winning the league title. We did win the Europa League last season. Can we lift the Eredivisie again, though, in Season 9? Well, we did win the Eredivisie title in Season 9 by quite a convincing fashion as well, but absolutely devastated. We won the league title with 91 points, 15 points clear of Feyenoord, but we were 1 game away. We were 1 game away from an invincible season. And who ruined that? Of course they did. Feyenoord. Feyenoord beat us on the final game of the season. They beat us 2-1 to prevent us winning the league title with a completely unbeaten season. So I think it's safe to say we're back to winning ways in the Eredivisie. 91 points. Absolutely disgusting that we lost the final game of the season. But saying that, it's kind of disgusting the fixture list as well, because we got the hardest game we could possibly get, them or PSV away on the final day of the season. So that's kind of disgusting. Our record against Feyenoord, by the way, in this rebuild is absolutely terrible. The most important thing is we won the league title again with 91 points, which is amazing, plus 75 goal difference as well. It wasn't really in doubt at all for this season. We were top the entirety of the season, but the fact that we were one game away from an invincible season is just absolutely devastating. We lost it, with 10 games to go or 5 games to go. It wouldn't be as devastating. Also, the fact that Feyenoord prevented us winning the league title in an invincible season is even more disgusting. But we did win the league title. That's the most important thing. The Champions League were knocked down around the 16 again, unfortunately, but by Real Madrid, perfectly understandable. The UEFA Super Cup, we finished runner-up in that competition, again, understandable there. And unfortunately, we got knocked down in the Dutch Cup in the final. And who did we lose to in the Dutch Cup final? Feyenoord. Of course we did. Feyenoord. Oh, how I hate that club. How I hate that club, Feyenoord. But anyway, the league was very good. It's now two trophies in 2 seasons for Franken. He won the Europa League and he also won the Eredivisie in a very comfortable fashion. So I think it's safe to say we've found our new manager. He's doing very well for us as a club. Could have won a treble again. Could have won the Dutch Cup or the UEFA Super Cup, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Well, it's a brilliant season for the club, of course, and some brilliant performances as well. Uwe Drago, by the way, had a fantastic season. 27 goals and 10 assists for him in 47 games. Also, Colombo in his debut season for the club, 8 goals and 15 assists. He was brilliant for us in the heart of midfield. Luis Santos as well, our 5-star player, got 6 goals and 7 assists in 31 games. And Gilson, despite having 10 finishing, he got 28 goals and 14 assists for the season. So, Season 9 has been very, very good. We're back to winning ways in the Eredivisie with 91 points, 1 game away from an invincible season. Disappointed we couldn't win it, but at least we're back on top in the Netherlands. What will Season 10 bring, though? Will we win the league title again? Let's find out. Well, at the start of Season 10 here, and there's a big sales to talk of. I've raised over £250 million worth of player sales and only spent about £60 million on players, so normality has been resumed in that regard. Also, I've decided if we win the league title here in the 10th season, this would be a perfect time to end the rebuild. Of course, in the midway part of the rebuild, I definitely messed up with my manager appointment, and we went three seasons without a league title. But Franken last season, 91 points in the league, a very big statement from us. If we do a similar thing this season, I think it's safe to say that'll be end of the rebuild. But in terms of players that have joined us, again, I forgot to mention the player I signed in January. Milenkovic joined us from Newcastle with £24 million. He's a new Serbian left-back who effectively replaced Nikola Tomic, who was our backup Serbian left-back. So I'm very happy with the signing of Milenkovic. He's definitely a good player, but definitely a weaker player than Christoph Ruck. We sold one player in January as well, and that is Jason Paul. He joined AC Milan for £11.75 million. Another youngster AC Milan has signed from us who hasn't got great potential at all, to be honest. £11.75 million for a player who's never been good enough for the club. Very happy with that. Now let's get to this window, the summer, the players that have joined us. Exors Maboto has joined us from Sparta Rotterdam for £21.5 million. He is a new potential signing for the club, only 18 years of age. I put him on the loan list. He's a fringe player, but technically he's very, very good. 18 technique, 17 passing. Again, needs to develop physically, but only being 18 years of age, he could be an absolute gem for the future. Also, I signed Scott Spence from Leeds for £24 million as well. He's a new centre midfielder of ours. He's very good already. Very good with his vision as well. 17 passing, 16 vision. Very good technically. He's definitely much more ready for first team football than Maboto is. And he could be a world-class player in the future, let's be honest. Only 2.5-star player now, but he's got a very, very high ceiling, Scott Spence. And the other 2 signings I made is Cyril Stefancic, who joins us from Dinamo Zagreb for £9.5 million. He's a new DM, centre-back style player. He looks like a very good ball-playing defender for the future. He actually reminds me a lot of Zeno de Bast, who we signed as a youngster as well. He turned out to be a great player for us. He's only 5'11", Stefancic, so he might not be good enough to be a centre-back in the future, but 5'11" is not that short really, so he may get away with it, we shall see. But the great thing about him is he can naturally play as a DM as well, so that could be his natural position. We shall see for him in the future. And the last signing is David Palmer. He joins from FC Midtjylland for £7.25 million. Despite the name, he is Danish. He's only 17 years of age, about to turn 18. Very high potential indeed. 3-star player already. He's in the first team already, only seeing 17 years of age. He's got 5 caps already for Denmark, so he is an outstanding talent. Already he's very good physically, so it's scary how good he can become in the future. Now let's get to the players that left us. Over £250 million worth of player sales. And the first big player to leave us is Gielsen. He has gone to Marseille. Another big player has gone to Marseille, but we've sold him for £134 million, rising up to £150 million. So although he's a very good player for us, I can't reject that sort of money. £150 million for Ajax is just absolutely crazy. He's now on £375k a week now, so I think it's safe to say we know why our players leave us to join Marseille. They get a very big pay rise, and it looks like Marseille have gone places in this rebuild, because I don't think they're paying £375k a week for any players in real life, not even close to that. So yeah, Gielsen's left us. He was a very good player for us. He got a serious injury in his first full season for us, but last season he got 22 goals and 9 assists in just 33 games. So although he's got 10 finishing, it doesn't really seem to affect him that much. Imagine if his finishing was higher than that, it'd be absolutely ridiculous. So sad to see the back of him, but not too much, since we got £150 million for him. Nikola Tomic has joined Tottenham for £8 million. Didn't really work out for him at the club, to be honest. He did develop, but not to the standard I thought he would do. And we replaced him with Milenkovic, who's another Serbian. He's 3 years younger, and he's better as well. Physically, he's very good though, Tomic, but £8 million is a nice fee for him. And Nosa Gambo has joined Dortmund for £51 million. Very happy with his sale. He's definitely a good player, but we signed David Palmer, who's 17. He's just almost as good as Gambo, so can't really complain too much. He's firmly a squad player for us, to be honest. He hasn't really pulled up any trees being for us, and we only signed him for £15 million. So to get £51 million for him, I'm very ecstatic with that. Lots more players were sold though. Sebastian Chan's on loan to Real Sociedad. Luis Fernando has gone to join the influx of Ajax former players in Saudi Arabia. He's on Al Hilal for £19.5 million. Definitely a high potential centre-back, but not really the modern-day centre-back I'm looking for. Hasn't got great technique or passing ability. Also, he's very much a moaning Myrtle. So I'm happy to see the back of Fernando, to be honest. I'd like to see him stay at the club, but £19.5 million is nice. Cave Luke has gone to Juventus for £3.2 million. Samuel Justo has gone to Barcelona for £71 million as well. Not really too sad to see him leave. We've got Scott Spencer just signed for the club. We've also got Colombo, who's arguably better than Justo. He fell on the pecking order a little bit. We've got Rodriguez at the club. He's developed very nicely. So, yeah, not too disheartened to see him leave. And £71 million is a lot of money. So, I'm very happy with that. Another youngster has gone to Inter Milan in Ekangamini. He's gone over £3.5 million. And also Cardoza, which is I'm very annoyed about, to be honest. Cardoza has joined Leicester for £25 million. Had no choice but to sell him. He's in his final year of his contract. I took a risk last season. I kept him in the first team so he could actually develop a homegrown at the club status for us, which I thought would be very beneficial. Even though he wasn't getting the game time, I thought, you've got to give him some game time. He's a very good player. But unfortunately, I was wrong. And Franken didn't give him any game time at all. He got very unhappy, and I was forced to sell him coming into the season. So getting him homegrown at the club was a pointless endeavour, really. So we had to sell him, and as you can see there, he's now worth £66 to £79 million, and an important player for Leicester. He's still only 21 years of age, and he's very, very good. So this is one I definitely regret, to be honest. Well, I don't really regret it, because I didn't select the team, of course, but I wish the managers selected him more often, kept him happy, because he's an outstanding talent, and we've definitely missed a trick here, to be honest. We made profit on him, but he can be worth a lot more than £20 million in the future. As you can see there, he's a very, very good player. So I'm a bit unhappy about that sale. But yeah, I'm happy with the business I've done again. To be honest, haven't signed too many players, but Justo has left the club. So has Gielsen as well. We've got players coming through. And we look at the best 11 for this season. The back five is, to be honest, the back five is looking like the best part of the team now for me, to be honest. The back five is looking ridiculous. Casas in goal is a world-class goalkeeper. We've got a world-class goalkeeper at the club. He's arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. The fact that we've got him here is ridiculous. He's wanted by Man City. They made lots of bids for him, but I'm not interested in selling him because we can't sign a goalkeeper who can come anywhere close to this standard. Luis Santos as well is arguably a world-class right-back, so that is brilliant. Sebastian Hato, the ever-strong centre-back partnership. Ruck left-back, who's another unbelievable player. We've got Rodriguez, Colombo and Pafundi in midfield, which is outstanding. Krupa on the right, Uedrago on the left, and we've got Daniel Williams up front, battling out with players such as Havanif as well. So the team is looking very good again. As I said, if we do win the league title this season, that'll be the end of the rebuild. Hopefully we do that. Let's see if we do. Well, thankfully, we did win the league title in Season 10, and we won it very convincingly again. Although we came one game away from an invincible season last season, we actually got one more point this season. So we've got 92 points this season and 91 points last season in a league that only plays 34 games. I think it's safe to say we are the best team in the Netherlands now. Finally, it took its time. Obviously, we had a league title wins in Season 4 and Season 5, but they went all pear-shaped Season 6 to 8. But thankfully, with Franken in charge, we are looking better than ever, and we're dominating the Eredivisie. Unfortunately, we got knocked down in the Champions League round of 16 again by Real Madrid, which is disappointing. We also lost the final of the Dutch Cup again, which again is disappointing. We did win the Dutch Super Cup though, so it's 4 trophies in 3 seasons for Franken, so that is nice. And 92 points in the league is just absolutely ridiculous. 2 losses this season, away to NEC and away to PSV, but again, we run out deserved winners, plus 74 goal difference this season as well. So I think it's safe to say that the rebuild can be completed after 10 seasons. So in the 10 seasons here with Ajax, only won 8 trophies, which is kind of disappointing to be honest. I was hoping it'd go better than this, but I know where it went wrong for us to be honest. We took a while to get going out of the first 3 seasons, but Season 6 to 8 with Danny Rowe in charge for those 2 seasons didn't go well at all. I don't know what I was thinking changing the formation like that, to be honest. If we didn't do that, it would have been a lot better rebuild, to be honest. So that definitely did shoot me in the foot. But in the end, we won 3 league titles in 2027, 2028 and 2032. We also won 1 Europa League, which was nice, in 2031. We won 1 Dutch Cup as well in 2028. And we won 3 Dutch Super Cups. So not quite the best. I was hoping for more. You know, we should be averaging 1 trophy a season at least here for Ajax. So disappointing in that regard. Only to win 1 Dutch Cup out of 10 is very disappointing. And only 3 league titles out of 10 as well is disappointing. But in the end, the team is looking very strong. 91 points, then 92 points. So I think it's safe to say we left the team in a very good place. That is the end of this video, guys, and the end of this rebuild. If you do like this video, do remember to hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more videos from me, do hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.